Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's about 6:20 a.m. I just finished my first route. You know, I felt pretty good sleeping last night. I tried something a little different. I took the copper fabric and on the inside I put a sheet, like basically kind of like a square cutout sheet of copper, copper foil. Well, it was more like a copper sheet. And then, wait, I just realized y'all probably can't hear me over the music. Hold on. Hold on. Right. So, yeah, like I said, I took the copper fabric and kind of folded it about 3 or 4 times into like a scarf. And then on the inside of the scarf, the fabric, I put a piece of copper sheet that I had also taped a piece of graphene foil to, and then under that I added an extra layer of Mu Metal to basically see if I can create some type of interference or disconnection, primarily with the frequency, the beam that is attached to the pineal gland. I don't know how effective it really was, but for the most part, I was able to sleep through the night and woke up when my alarm clock came on. So, yeah, I don't necessarily think I had a bad night's sleep or anything. I'm not trying to say that what I did helped, but this is just like things I just try to like keep note of, or this is basically me, I don't know, documenting my experiences. Really, that's all that we're truly surviving by, is through each other's experience. We dealing with some dark energies in this world that basically have possession of people who don't mind being, infiltrated by dark energy, as long as their flesh is no longer suffering, right? They're basically opting to not suffer now but suffer later. And I had got the urge or the compulsion to listen to Luke, the book of Luke, this morning. And you know what? I'm glad I did, because there's many parts throughout Luke that I actually feel like I can relate to, especially when, I think about it, how for so many years, matter of fact, even to this very day, I have people that constantly always tell me I have an old soul, or I seem wise beyond my actual years. And when you read the book of Luke, it talks about how Jesus was, wise beyond his years, and how he just kind of like, understood certain things without it even having to be told to him, and how he basically gravitated towards, wisdom and soaked it up like a sponge. I'm not in no way, shape, or form comparing myself or trying to say that I am, but there's this one part in Book of Luke where it basically starts to go back through the lineage, or what we would probably call the ancestral, background of several people, and then it basically goes all the way back to the point, like, it's like, this person was the son of this person was the son of that person. And at some point, towards the end, it says, and this person is the son of God. Oh, Adam. And then, when you think about what they're doing with this technology, and you think about how often these scientists always say, everything about a person can be found in their DNA. Like, everything about this person's whole life and background and everything can be found in their DNA. And you know what? I've actually heard the idea brought up a few times that the reason that we're being targeted is because this technology was basically programmed to seek out specific people with specific DNA, I guess you could call it a footprint, and because you gotta think about it. When you think about people who are being targeted, look how beautiful that moon is right now. You see the moon? It's beautiful, ain't it? But you think about targeting, right? Look at the specific types of people that they target. This is basically, it's it's a genocide of descendants of, the true children of God. Like, I mean, when you think about how in the Bible it mentions the 12 tribes, this is literally probably what it is. We are being targeted because we are true descendants of, I guess you could say Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, all of them, Enoch. If you're being targeted, more than likely you are a true DNA descendant of, these specific people. But then someone would say, well, I mean, your like when you're born into a family, right? So what about the rest of your family? The rest of your family that's not being targeted. Well, you also got to think about it like this. God gave us free will and gave the devil, Lucifer, Morningstar, the ability to tempt whoever he pleased, but the devil cannot kill just anybody without God's permission. And I always believe that if you're still alive in this world, then that means you have a very, very specific role to play on this earth. Your energy is required still on this earth. Even if you're homeless, even if you are a monster and you're like one of the most dangerous people in the world, your energy is still required in this world. Why? Because God has you alive for a reason. And as sad as it may, as crazy it may sound, you can't really strengthen anyone's faith, or you can't strengthen anyone if they're not going to be tested. And nobody is promised life in this world. Just like nobody is promised life without hardship. So we're all in this world being tested, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. We are in this world to be tested because we are in the battlegrounds. We are on the battleground. Earth is the battleground between everything that is light and dark, good and evil. We are in the middle grounds between heaven and hell. And if you truly know how the devil works, if you truly know how the devil works, the devil basically takes whatever that can be used to manipulate man against him, a man against himself, man or woman against themselves. It is principalities that create despair and suffering and homelessness and greed and gluttony and lust. It's the principalities. It's not necessarily man, but it is man who is corrupted by the fallen angels who did not have discipline or basically the conviction of disobeying God, basically, you know? We're in this world to be tested, and this is how I kind of see it. If you're being targeted, more than likely, the enemy saw something about you that if you were to ever wake up in this time of day. Now, remind you, I've also heard that, you know, there's a video on YouTube by this guy. I think he's like a biblical historian or something like that. And I think the title of the video is called 666 isn't exactly what you think it means, or something like that. And he goes into detail about how we're basically in the not necessarily the end of times, but we are in the end of an era in time, and it has something to do with astronomy, not astrology, but astronomy, the stars, alignments, and something about how the beast is supposed to come up into the world towards the end of Pisces, right? Now, funny thing is, I'm a Pisces, and like I was just like, oh, you know, and then among other things, not only am I a Pisces, but I've even kind of started to learn certain things. Like, let me see, can I see it right now? No, the sun's starting to come up. I found the brightest star of the Piscean constellation, and it's called, I think it's called Fomalhaut or something like that. And most of the time when I see it, it's usually right next to the moon or somewhere nearby. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? It makes sense. When you look at how technology, they say the technology has been out, there's the moon, but I don't see the Fomalhaut star. Ooh, look at this. But anyway, yeah, I don't see it anywhere. Anyway, yeah, when you look at how this technology has been advancing over, you know, the last century or so, if not more, longer, and then not even just how it advanced, but just how readily accessible it has become to almost anybody who cares to try to use it to facilitate whatever nefarious need or want that they have. You know, it's like, it makes sense, because if CERN and all those other ones, you know, part of the, you know, World Economic Forum, things of that sort, if they're all so busy trying to basically find dark matter, antimatter, you know, and then try to see if they can open portals and stuff like that, and we're this close to the point where they're actually probably able to open portals and keep them open and stuff, I could actually believe that we are in that time where the beast is basically about to come up And right now, the game stalkers are the primary ones who are already bearing the mark of the beast. They could not avoid the temptation. They could not endure the pain. They could not endure the idea of being prosecuted wrongfully. So when you think about everything dealing with this technology, the spiritual aspects of it all, yeah, I think it's rightfully so to believe that a lot of people are going to suffer in ways that they would never imagine. Especially the ones who are atheists and they don't necessarily believe in, they don't believe in spirituality, or, they don't believe, all they believe is that you're alive in your physical body, and when you die, that's it, you just die. But it's a terrible thing to realize some people don't actually believe they have a soul. They just believe that, they're just physically here, and then once they die, that's it. Man. I truly, truly feel bad. Well, not even bad. I feel sorry for, these people who are unaware of the fact that they're about to, they're only trying to deny, like basically deny or delay, not deny, but delay the inevitable. They're basically trying to delay the inevitable. They're trying to end their suffering now, just to only suffer for an eternity later. And that's kind of like, well, I guess that's going to be well deserved to some degree, because hey, they're afraid to actually suffer now, so it's going to come when they least expect it. And that's literally just how God decides to punish you at the end. God will allow you to feel as cozy and comfortable as you think you'll be. And then when that time is right, you're not going to see it and you're not going to recognize it, but hey, it's going to be your time. And it's going to come when you feel the most relaxed and everything, but it is what it is. All right, let me go ahead and start scanning away at my route. I'll talk to y'all later. Take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Peace.